Last August in 2019, there were 129 new single-family homes for sale. This August in 2020, there were 89 new listings. That's a total decrease of 31%. How's the real estate market doing in Brighton, Colorado? If you're thinking about buying or selling a house in Brighton, Colorado, or if you're a current homeowner in Brighton, you're going to want to keep watching. Hi, I'm Natalie Randall, former teacher turned realtor and real estate strategist, helping people make their move in and to the Denver and North Denver areas. Looking for everything there is to know about living in Denver and the North Denver area? Start now by hitting that subscribe button and make sure to tap on the bell so you're notified anytime there's a new market report video that I've made just for you. At the very end of this video, I have a free guide to selling your home for top dollar in any market. Go ahead and download it. Let's take a closer look at Brighton, Colorado and what it did in the month of August, which we title as a September report, well, because that's when we have all the info we actually need. At the very beginning of this video, I mentioned some current statistics. They were that last August in 2019, there were 129 new single-family homes for sale. This August in 2020, there were 89 new listings. That's a total decrease of 31%. Now, it's fair to say that the numbers are a bit skewed since many individuals are experiencing feelings of uncertainty with the current situation regarding COVID. And many sellers, even if they want to make a move, are on the fence about doing so, which means they're likely to not really list their home unless they have a replacement home lined up. These lower numbers point to the low inventory we have in our market and the fewer options available for buyers. And here's a little hint. If you are a buyer, you're probably going to see some competition with those other interested buyers in multiple offer situations, which, by the way, if you're a seller, is not such a bad thing. While we're on the topic, there are quite a few options available to help you navigate selling a home without having a replacement and that don't require you to be homeless. So if this is your exact predicament, reach out and I can walk you through the options. Last August in 2019, there were 104 single-family homes that sold. And in this August 2020, there were 108 total single-family homes sold. That's a 3.8% increase, which is good. Before I get too much further into this, I think it's worth noting that a lot of times a buyer will ask me, well, gosh, if there's so many homes selling and there's more inventory, does that mean I should buy if I have to compete? My answer to this is always going to be the same. Buy when you need to buy, sell when you need to sell. In other words, don't try to time the market. Base your home purchase simply off your financial well-being and your ability to purchase and afford a home at any given point in time. Notably, interest rates are still low, so if you've been sitting on the fence and questioning whether or not you should buy and it's really not a matter of affordability, then consider taking advantage of those low interest rates that we have in our current market. The median sales price for a single family home in August of 2019 was $401,849. The median sales price for a single family home in August of 2020 is $425,000. This is an incredible 5.8% increase in equity appreciation. Another important factor for sellers is the percentage of the list price received. No one wants to list their home at a certain price and receive a much lower amount at the closing table. In August of 2019, our percentage of list price received for single-family homes was 99.4%. In August of 2020, the percentage of list price received for those single-family homes was 100.7%. Along these lines, notice, although the percentage of list price received is important because it does indicate a buyer's perception of the value of the home they're interested in purchasing, it's also important to just know that pricing your home competitively in any market will render a sales price close to or above list price. And in the case of Brighton's real estate market, home sellers received 1.3% more for the sale of their home compared to their list price. This next stat that I'm going to share with you is actually one that I get asked most often about from my sellers and from my buyers, and it's called days on market. So what this means is how many days on the market does your home sit until it goes into an under contract or pending status. So in August of 2019, the average home in Brighton, Colorado that was single family sat on the market for 49 days before going into a pending status. In August of 2020, the days on the market decreased to 26 days. This is great because it actually means that if you're a seller, your house should sit on the market less than it would have a year ago, and it's about a 46.9% decrease from what we saw compared to last year. So keep in mind that in a traditional market, August is when most home sales taper off for the year, as many families will try to move before kids start school. This is worth noting as it may be a change in the real estate cycle, as many families are having to school from home. And this could trickle down to indicate that we may see more homes selling in fall and winter than in previous years, but only time and the market will tell. Now, what does this mean for buyers? Well, what it means for buyers is that currently our market is still hot. So if you're one of those buyers that's having a hard time making a decision and you fall in love with a home, it's worth presenting an offer quickly on that home so that you don't find yourself in a competing situation. And even with that being said, you're most likely going to be competing, so it's important to work with a knowledgeable agent that can get your offer accepted. I'd be happy to help. This next one is a pretty big indicator of where the mindset is of people regarding the market, whether it's a buyer or a seller. And this key metric or statistic that we're getting ready to talk about is called inventory of homes for sale. What this specifically references is how many homes are currently available for sale in the market. If we look at last year, there were 203 single-family homes for sale in Brighton. And in August of this year, 2020, there are 66 single-family homes for sale. This is a decrease of 67.5%. Holy wow. I don't have a crystal ball, but what I can tell you is that in my opinion, this demonstrates that there's a ton of buyers out there. We just don't have enough homes for them. The last metric that I want to point out to you is the month supply of inventory, also known as the absorption rate. So what this means is how many months of inventory we have before all the homes are sold. In August of 2020, our monthly supply of inventory for Brighton is 0.61% of 1 month. We don't even have 1 month's worth of homes available to buyers. This means despite the pandemic, despite any uncertainty that people are currently feeling, we are still very much in a seller's market, and that market is hot. Typically, a seller's market occurs when we have 1 to 3 months of inventory. If the available inventory ranges from a period of 3 to 6 months, it becomes more of a level playing field and a time of transition. 6+ months of inventory indicates a buyer's market. If you have any questions or need some assistance, please feel free to reach out to me. Don't forget to download that free guide to selling your home for top dollar in any market. Leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Would love to hear what your predictions are of our Brighton real estate market.